Hi, thanks for watching. Right, let's pull some cards based on your star sign to see where things are going this weekend. The UK and the US are kind of coming slightly more into sync in that we're used to the 8 hours behind and 5 hours behind, and that comes back on this Sunday the 31st. But it's an interesting weekend. The moon is actually going to move into Taurus as we go through the weekend, so things are really on the change. So let's pull some cards based on your star sign, and we'll start with Aquarius. I'm using Doreen Virtue's daily guidance from your angels, but this isn't just for the day, this is for the weekend. Aries, wow, looking good. And looking through the Aries posts that astrology people and other general YouTube mystics have posted, I'm not too surprised to see this one for Aries. Wedding. Marriage is the union of two souls joined in love, mutual respect and commitment. It signifies a desire to deepen love over time. Your wedding day is a testament to your well-founded faith in love's power. Continually breathe life into that faith and love, dearest one. There you go, that dearest one, you know, it says that on many of these cards. And we should remember, you know, we are very, very dear to the angels and to our loved ones on the other side. But look at this wedding. Now, this doesn't absolutely mean that every Aries is going to get married this weekend. In fact, I'm quite sure it doesn't. But look at what it says there, you know, mutual respect, commitment with two souls joined together. And that isn't just marriage. I mean, marriage is what we tend to think of it as in this world at this time, at this moment. But really, there's other ways of marriage. There's the way we join together online. There's the way we join together in real life. And there's the way people form teams and work together. There's a kind of love there. It very much is connected to cosmic love, astral love, divine love, when people work together with that. So whatever you're doing, try and fall in love with it if you can. I mean, there's only so much effort you can make to try and fall in love with someone or something. But you know, whatever you're doing this weekend, Aries, think of that. Think that, you know, you're drawn to do it for a reason, whatever that reason is. And whatever that reason is, you know, it's something to do with you being you, and you've got to be you. That is so important. Okay, so that is Aries this weekend. Now then, I hope I don't miss Virgo again. I'm going to really try, but I know that after Aries, it's Taurus. So let's pull a card for Taurus. Reward yourself. This is a good one. Now then, whenever the moon is in Taurus, it's a general characteristic of Tauruses that, you know, it's either about putting a lot of energy into something and getting a lot done, or taking a complete rest. That is important too. So you can work hard or play hard. It's entirely up to you. But this card, reward yourself. You've been giving a lot of yourself lately, and this is for Taurus, and it's time for you to receive. Make the time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. This balance of giving and receiving is essential to keeping your energy, mood and motivation at a consistently high level. So that's for you, Taurus. And good advice, again, it's always good advice for these things. But keeping your energy at a consistently high level is a challenge for anybody, any human being, to be quite honest, and just about any animal as well, I should think. But particularly in the spiritual life, if you're a light worker, if you're a spiritual worker, or if you don't call yourself those things, but that's what you're doing, this is going to be important to you. And you do need to reward yourself, you know, because quite often the rest of the world is too busy, especially in spiritual work. People are very, very preoccupied, and it doesn't always bring the rewards we'd like it to. So reward yourself. That's what you're being told, Taurus. Okay, let us move forward on to Gemini, the twins. And things can always get a bit scattered around the twins because that is the influence. But thinking of twins and thinking of small children being twins right now, because this is the card that comes out for Gemini, and this is innocence. Beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness, so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace within your heart once more. And you know, the line that jumps out of this card at me more than anything else in there is, give us any guilt, anger or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. And, you know, however much love we channel into this world, however much we try to be good people and to make the best of things, it can be very draining. I was just talking to Mina this morning, actually, and some other people as well, who are feeling drained. That seems to be a theme at the moment. Now, if you're a light worker, if you're a spiritual worker, it is very, very difficult for people who've gone through a bereavement or have another very urgent need. It's very difficult for them to understand that we can see the afterlife, we can even communicate with it, but we can't make things happen. And it's just like we often say in spiritualism, we can't bring the person back actually physically to walk around. We can, and there is physical mediumship, and I'm saying nothing to disrespect it, but it's not really the same as actually having the person in the room with you when there's ectoplasm and that kind of thing. It is very much still about connecting to the afterlife, because that is where people go, and that is where the answers are to our most deeply held questions. So I'll give you that, Gemini. Remember your innocence. Whatever was happening in your life before the light work came in and before all that started up, and that will have happened even if you were a baby at the time. There will have been some innocence. There will have been some real basic, honest truth, and it won't have been shrouded. So tune into that. Get back with that idea, because that time has moved on, hasn't it? But it is only subject to time, and somewhere out there in the universe that moment of innocence is still there. So that's for you, Gemini. Keep that one in mind if you would, because that's going to make a difference. I'm sure it's going to make a difference. Okay, now then, since I've done Aries, Taurus and Gemini, I'm just going to make a quick mention here of the donate button on my About Me page. I've written on the About Me page that it's at the top on the banner, but it isn't. It says donate right underneath it. Nobody has to donate. I'm not trying to kind of make people feel that they should. I'm not in any kind of desperate situation here, but I'm always trying to improve the quality of what I do. I'd like to get better cameras, make more of the out and about videos, and just generally keep it flowing, and that flow would work a lot better if anyone's able to donate. And don't feel you've got to give money, particularly if you haven't got much money. I mean, that's cool. You keep that to yourself and you use that in your own life. That's what I want you to do. But if you can spare a wee donation, it would go down a treat. Now then, whenever I mention money, I ring the angel bell, chase it away. We can stop thinking about that now. So we've done Aries, Taurus and Gemini. Cancer, here we go. And I've been shuffling away, and we've got change in direction for Cancer. Salmon pink there, kind of high heart chakra, but something's drawing it down a bit. So what we got here, Cancer, the changes you're experiencing are divinely directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart to love and our guidance. You are protected now and in the future, so follow your path to the happy outcomes you desire. And this draws my attention to the side of Cancer people and Cancerians generally, where they're regarded as being a bit kind of scratchy, a bit punchy, a little bit crabby as well. All of that is because they have worries in their heart. They can't stop themselves worrying about other people and whatever scrapes we might get ourselves into, which we probably won't actually, but that won't stop a Cancerian worrying about it. So when there's a change in direction, that can be very, very difficult for Cancerians. But this is the advice for this weekend, because the changes you are actually going through, Cancer, are part of sort of rebirthing your soul at a higher level. It won't change who you are, it won't stop anything happening, and it won't hurt anybody, but it will allow you to pour from a full vessel instead of, well, there's no such thing as a half-empty vessel, but a half-full vessel. Things could be more promising than that. So fill that vessel up, and I'll give you this as well, rose quartz, just to think of that one, Cancer. Okay. So there we have Cancer. Now we have Leo, and after Leo we're going to have Virgo, because I'm not going to forget this time. Let's shuffle away there and see what is going to come up. And what has come? Gosh, it's fallen out. Relationship. Ooh. So now this is for Leo. Relationship. Your primary relationship is with yourself and with God, and every other relationship follows from there. To attract, heal or balance a relationship, then snuggle more closely with your loving Creator. As you feel safe and loved within, so shall your other relationships bloom and prosper. And this is a great card for anybody, actually. But let's give it to Leo, because it's come out just as I asked for a card for Leo for this weekend, which is the end of March 2019. By the way, if you're watching in the future, and thanks everyone who watches anytime, whenever, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down if you haven't enjoyed it, like, subscribe, all that kind of thing. There we go, not finished yet. We are still with Leo, and we're thinking about relationships. So whatever seems to be kind of not going the way you want it to, Leo, and that's you know, it is a really baffling time in astrology at the moment. No two ways about that. Whatever you're trying to relate to, that isn't working out. Whether this is love of another human being, love of work you're doing, or just something you enjoy that isn't going well, because these things are to help with absolutely anybody, with absolutely anything. Think about your relationship with the divine. Think about why you're made the way you're made. We are all made the way we are for a reason. I'm always saying that because it's super true. People think, oh, I'm not good enough at this. Well, you'll be good enough at something. Yeah, you really will be good enough at something because we're all put here for a reason. So whatever's not working out relationship-wise, Leo, give it to your creator. Give it to the angels even. That is your best chance of things working out because that'll make you less ragged. That'll make you a happier person. That'll get you moving forward, basically. Okay, so we've done Cancer and we've done Leo now. Should I skip Virgo today? I don't think I should. I skipped it last time and it really showed me the benefit of working with my spirit guide because I got to the end and I just randomly wanted to pull another card and I didn't know why, but there we go, it worked out. But today, this is the card for Virgo. It's Daydream, another one from Daily Guidance from Your Angels, which is the deck I'm using today. Beautiful purple healing light, and look, the angels are never far, waiting to bring the light in. So for Virgo, Daydream, you will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. And it really is, you know, because we think of creativity as making something, as putting something out there. But like the half-full vessel, like the half-full glass, we do actually need some input for that to work. The greatest artists, those who've really, really achieved in the field of art, will always say, well, I saw this painting when I was small, or I heard this piece of music when I was small. Something's come into their life and affected them. So for Virgo, you know, we kind of like to keep everything neat and tidy. This is going to mean some new influence coming in, Virgo, and it's not going to be entirely tidy. But keep on with the daydreaming, okay, because you get great inspiration that way. And don't be afraid to fly. That's the bottom line. Or it's the top line, really, isn't it? Because the sky's the limit. Right, there we go. So, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Now, that brings us to Libra. And I've still got my nice balanced yin-yang chart thing up. We'll have a change of background, I think. I like to keep it regular and keep it interesting. Maybe we'll go back to the trees. Oh, right, I just put that card away by mistake. Virgo. Right, this is for Libra. Assertiveness, and this is actually very important for Librans to be assertive because the will to get everything in balance very often leaves Librans not actually pushing for what they want, and they do have a right to do that, perhaps more of a right than anyone else because they're always trying to bring the balance about. So we've got assertiveness for Leo, and this situation can be healed gently and with love as you've requested. Yet there's also a need for your strength and truthfulness with the other people involved. We will stand right behind you as you speak your truth, giving you strength and guiding your words. Now there you are, that is a very common spiritual truth, again for everybody. These cards speak to just about everybody, which is why they're good to use in a video like this. So the situation can be healed, can it? Well, what situation is that? Whatever's been on your mind, whatever's really bugging you, because if you really, really want to make progress, Libra, you do have to kind of get over not just the obvious things, but the subtle things, the slightly hidden things as well. So bear in mind the angels are right behind you as you do that, and you will be given the words. You will be definitely given the words. You just know what to say. I've been in that situation. It's remarkable. You don't actually have to be a medium to be given those words and use them, right? That applies to everybody. In fact, a lot of mediumship applies to everybody, if I'm really honest. Now then, my guide is kind of... This card fell out, and there we go. I had to come back and find it. Okay. So that's Libra. Let's get on to Scorpio. And for Scorpio, we've got the heart chakra. Now, Scorpions do like to see things in black and white as kind of one thing or the other. It's not going to be that kind of weekend by the look of it because we're on to love and the heart chakra. Love is the heart of the matter. Your heart is the centre within your physical being attuned most to love. It's safe for you to love and be loved with an open heart as we stand by with perfect protection and guidance. So that's another one, actually, a lot like what we were saying for Libra. You know, the angels are right behind us. Whatever we do, the guidance is there. It's the easiest thing to do, and it has the hardest effect. The easiest thing to do is assume that, oh, angels, you know, what do they want with me? I'm just an ordinary person. Well, you know, they care about absolutely everybody. Might seem strange to us, but this is our world where we have status and hierarchy. There's none of that. Well, there is a certain hierarchy with the angels, but it's not the kind of hierarchy we have where, you know, you're no good unless you're the boss of something. So just forget that, but do think carefully about your heart chakra, okay, Scorpio, because that is going to get pulled in two different directions quite strongly this weekend as we go through it. Most particularly on Sunday is the feeling I get. So just bear in mind, you know, the heart chakra, the fact that you do feel love for people, you do have strong feelings. They might be messing about, they might not get it, but, you know, things are improving when that comes along. It's very much always the way. Okay, so we've got Libra and we've got Scorpio. Let us now then do Sagittarius, and I like Sagittarius because it's my one. Also, there's a horse in it. Well, it's a unicorn, but it's a very horsey looking unicorn if you ask me. And it's charging forward, you know. It's got the is it called a horn or a corn? I don't know. It's got that thing though. It's not having any messing about. And this is quite something for Sagittarians because we do, I'm one, we do spring back from things. We do have grand ideas and then realise we can't really make them happen. But we keep trying and eventually we get there. Some of us start trying to do live appearances on YouTube and find the internet isn't really suitable about like a month down the line. By the way, I'm still planning to keep doing lives on YouTube. It's just like more difficult than I thought. If for any reason there are no lives going on, do come over to Facebook and join the Twig Brother. That's the same name as my channel, Twig Brother, Facebook page. And I'll do some live readings on there if it comes to it. But I'm really hoping to keep going with YouTube. Okay, so focus on service. Your soul desires only to joyfully serve and to swim in a constant stream of bliss. This stream continuously feeds you everything you need, Sagittarius. Put your entire focus upon staying in this stream of giving and receiving in every situation and in all that you do. And what that says to the Sagittarian in me is keep on going with the flow. And I'm the worst in the world for it. You know, I'll be going with the flow and think, oh no, I'm not doing that or something. And I'll pull back from it and then we don't get the full effect. So keep on going with the flow, Sagittarius, and focus on service. What can you do to help other people? It's not going to hold you back. It's going to move you forward because the differences between people leave a space that we can grow into. That's from an old Rush song. If you're my age, you might remember Rush in the 1970s. Is it just between us? The spaces in between leave room for you and I to grow. That is what Geddy Lee said, or kind of sang or screamed as Geddy Lee tended to do. Okay, so that's Sagittarius. Now we're on to Capricorn, and we've got another horned creature here. So Cappies are going to be moving forward as well. Cappies can very easily get kind of bogged down in the general details of things because they want to be absolutely certain. They want to absolutely know the shot. This looks a very certain horse. It's got its head down, but it's in charging mode. And imagine yourself as this lady on here, absolutely covered in purple, loads of healing around, loads of angelic activity and action going on. Light also dotted around in the darkness here, so there is always that light. Okay. So Capricorn, go for it. Your prayers and positive expectations have been heard and answered. We've been working with you on this situation since its genesis, since it started, and we continue to watch over you and everyone involved. Stay on your present path as it will take you very far indeed. Okay, so really for a Capricorn, this is telling me kind of keep moving forward. Cappy is a real kind of difficult sign for wanting to stop and get everything right. Just keep on moving forward, okay? Because whatever you've been praying for and whatever you've been visualizing and trying to believe is coming to you. It's on its way. You can't really stop these things coming to you. It's like karma. Once it's on its way to you, it's coming, but it will adjust itself. You know, if someone's got bad karma coming and they put it right, then good karma, it'll be good karma when it arrives. It's always absolutely appropriate. It's a bit like spiritual healing or Reiki energy. You put it in and you can almost feel when enough of it has been used. You might be moved straight onto another chakra because that chakra doesn't need any. That's Reiki, that's healing. This is life, but it is a healing experience all the way through. So go for it, Cancer. Don't let anything hold you back. Okay. Not Cancer, Capricorn. Well, oh dear me, you'd think I'd remember a basic thing like that, wouldn't you? Okay, so we're on Capricorn, 2 more to go. We've got Aquarius and Pisces to go. And for Aquarius, we've got this one, giving and receiving. It's a watery sign, Aquarius, obviously it is. I feel often that there are more emotional problems, generally speaking, around Aquarians from time to time. Not always, but from time to time. Because Aquarius is very much about finding new ground in a lot of ways. Maybe not on a personal level exactly, but it's the people we meet, it's the connections we make that really do that. So Aquarius, giving and receiving, and a kangaroo. The entire universe operates in cycles similar to your inhalations and exhalations. When you only exhale or give, or you only inhale or receive, you become out of rhythm with the universe. For optimal health, energy and replenishment, balance each inhalation in your life with an exhalation. Now, Aquarius, this is so important because Aquarius is a quirky sign, and the Aquarian influence will kind of take people a bit further forward than they meant to go sometimes. It's not very grounded. So do think about grounding. Do think about protecting yourself spiritually if you're doing that kind of work. And look at the beautiful colours on this parrot and how bright this white angel is. And it's a very happy looking kangaroo as well. Not quite sure what the significance of that is, but we know what the angel's about. She's there, she's around you, she's willing to help. And look at the bright colours on these parrots, on this parrot I should say. And everything here is so brightly coloured and it's up in the sky. Lift your thoughts up to the sky. That is really important, Aquarius, okay, because otherwise it just all becomes a little bit too difficult to take, and it is a slightly confusing time in astrology. We've been through Mercury retrograde and everything, but it's calming down, it's healing, it's getting better. So that's for you, Aquarius. So we come to Pisces, a sign of great compassion. And I feel that compassion is going to come into this. I'm taking a chance there because I haven't pulled the card yet, but we've got one here. There's nothing to worry about. So there's much compassion there from the angels. Just telling you, Pisces, there's nothing to worry about. That Piscean compassion for people is really strong. Almost whoever the Pisces is, that is strongly there. What you've got to do is try not to worry about what other people are doing too much. That's a general theme of life, and it's what I'm drawn to say today as I'm pulling these cards for the star signs here. Look at the golden wings on this angel. Yeah, your inner angel has that much gold, Pisces, because you will have been doing the work of the angels at some time in your life, even if you weren't aware of it. And it says here, you are safe, and this situation is under the perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to you and through you. And there we go. There's nothing to worry about. So keep that one in mind, Pisces. You are actually safe, however wacky things might feel, however difficult the influences might be in terms of they're pulling us in directions that either we're not ready for or we're not used to or somehow don't work for us. There is nothing to worry about. It's all divinely guided. And you know, I'm going to give that is the last card. It's very much for the Pisceans, but that to me is like a significator for the whole thing, what it's saying there. So I'll give that to everybody now. There is nothing to worry about, not really. And, you know, I must admit, you know, life does throw up things that I can't help worrying about, but worrying about the things doesn't actually make any difference to the outcome. Yeah, somebody once said, worry works. Everything I worry about ends up not happening. So, you know, in fact, not worrying is pretty good as well. The only thing then is, if you're not worried, you never realise that the worry's been healed, do you? So, you know, maybe worry isn't such a bad thing as long as you're on the road to healing it. We can't help ourselves worrying. You know, some people say like, oh, don't sit with your arms folded, you're blocking the energy. Well, intent is everything. You're not blocking anything unless you want to. If you want to, well, you know, think about that, because what's coming in is meant to come in and there is nothing to worry about. So I'm giving that to one and all. That's my take on that. That's my cards, basically. Cards by star sign for this weekend, which is the weekend leading us up to the end of March and the beginning of April. And on Sunday, March the 31st, the UK clocks spring forward, and then we're in sync with America and Canada as well, which I like being in sync with America and Canada, actually. Something kind of almost otherworldly about being able to communicate across the pond like that. But I do love the connections we have. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep it real. Keep it Twig, brother. I will be around doing live readings this weekend at some point. I wish I could say when, but I've got to wait for a good connection and just go for it. Anyway, right now, I'm going to crack on and upload this one. Have a great time, my friends. Leave me a comment if you like. I'd love to know what you think about this, and I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.